really hard, as do all the teams in the West, quite frankly, to make the playoffs. Never mind, excel.
Joe, what do you think about the baseball style traveling? Maybe a little more efficient, fly in, play a couple games, the same team, then fly the next city. Probably the best way to keep everybody safe, keep the virus from transmitting.
Yeah, I think it makes sense, obviously. And look, this is not an easy year. The NBA did a great job in the bubble. I think they're doing a great job at trying to organize a season that we can somehow have. I mean, this is obviously not easy in the middle of a pandemic, though, we all think it's going to get better now with the vaccine. But it's tough, and so I think scheduling does matter. Every little thing we can do to keep players safe and to try to minimize some of the potential issues.
I think, Joe, Orlando and the successful completion of the season, and then you're talking about how they're going to travel and the protocols for this. There's an ownership-player collaboration in this league that really is unlike the other professional leagues. It sure seems like Michelle Roberts and Chris Paul can talk to Adam Silver and your owners and come up with kind of putting your best foot forward as a league and as a sport. And I don't know if we see that kind of cooperation in the other major sports.
We do have a great relationship that Adam and the league officials, league executives have fostered with the Players Association that really, obviously, is very necessary at this point in time in history, and it's paying off in a lot of respects. So I do give the players a lot of credit for being good team players, essentially, because we're all sacrificing here, and we're all trying to bring NBA basketball in a tough year home to our fans.
You were talking to Steph Curry courtside right as the warm-ups ended. Just as Joe Lacob, the basketball fan, how nice is it to see 30 out there running around again?
Makes me so happy. Honestly, I get happy just coming here to see him.
He has that effect on people. There's no two ways about it.
He's great. He's the best. And such a great guy, as we all know. And boy, when he's out there, the first thing you notice is, I hate to say this, but there's so many great players in this league, but he's just better. I mean, he's so skilled, and you notice it right away when you're here and you watch him play.
One thing about Steph is he is super competitive, and he wants to win. And obviously, he has owners, you and Peter Gruber, that feel the same way. And I'm sure he appreciates you guys making sure you spend the money and surrounding him with supporting cast that is going to be able to compete and make some noise. Obviously, there's a lot of new faces, but he and Draymond Green, they're looking to make some noise this season, and obviously you guys have helped him out.
Absolutely. We're doing everything we can. The Clay injury, that's pretty hard to overcome.
It is.
That's a huge percentage of your cap in terms of salary, and also the quality, the skill levels that you're losing with a Klay Thompson being gone. It's hard. You can't replace it, to be honest. But we're trying to do the best we can. We've got some young players that we're developing, like Eric Paschall. Oubre coming in, I think, is, could be really good. And we're going to do everything we can to give them everything we can to succeed.
All right, we're going to let you go at the next break, but has the 10 years owning the team flown by? 7 playoff seasons, 5 trips to the finals, 3 championships, a brand new building. It's not bad for 10 years of ownership.
Well, thank you. And I do feel that way sometimes, that it's flown by. On the other hand, sometimes it feels like an eternity. I didn't need this whole pandemic thing.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, the list of accomplishments for the 10 years, but also we've seen, there was a David West and Zaza and Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala, but now this is the time for Steph, Clay, and Draymond to be the leaders of this team. They've become the old guys. It's an interesting transition. And
yes.
Curry right on cue, missing that shot.
Yes. Well, it's their time, and we're going to try to do the best we can, as we said, to help these guys win. They've got to do it on the court. We can only do so much. It's all up to the players, truthfully, and the coaches.
Well, you could tell they were itching to get back out here the way they're playing. Just super active on both ends of the floor. Obviously bringing their own. That's the one thing about not having fans in the arena. You have to bring your own energy, and they've done a great job of that. Whatever you got to do in the locker room before, if you dance a little harder, maybe go a little harder in warm-ups, whatever it is, bring your own energy out here, and the Warriors are showing that.
They're playing really hard, and you got to appreciate that if you're a fan.
Well, look at the adjustment. Wiggins missed that 1-3, but he was the first guy back on defense, so Denver couldn't run it back. Remember early on, Kalena, when he had hit that shot, and he had a basket hanger run past him for the layup on the other end. So, Andrew Wiggins he is also going to be a factor with Oubre. And to Joe's point, of all the players with 7-foot wingspan or more, Wiggins is a very long 3 at the small forward spot.
Joe, how much did Wiggins impress you, especially last year defensively? Come in, obviously a lot of issues, injuries, everything, but his attitude and his work on the defensive end, getting steals, being active with his hands and that long reach that he has. Do you feel like that's going to be a huge asset for them this year?
I do. I mean, Wiggins is at that point in his career. I think we all know this. This is it. This is his chance to shine. He's finally playing with great coaches and a great team, good organization, and this is it. He's 25 years old. He's right in the beginning of his prime, and I think he knows it, and we all know it. And this is his chance to put his imprint on the NBA game.
And the thing with Andrew is there's not a lot of 25-year-olds that have a 20-point per game career average already. But I think the way he will score with the Warriors will be different. I think in Minnesota, he had a lot on his shoulders and sometimes had to break off plays for his own offense. When you have Steph and you have Draymond, and then you're going to throw in guys like Oubre and Wiseman and Pascal and others, I think Andrew doesn't have to have the weight of the world on his shoulders. And this is the time at 25 for that next leap for him on both ends of the floor.
And I think one of the big reasons that the Warriors will have some success this year is because, Joe, you guys got a lot of guys that play off the ball and know how to play off the ball. And you need that when you have guys like Steph and Draymond Green, who are incredible passers. Steph is going to draw a lot of attention as Kevon Looney's doing work inside. But picking up guys that have good basketball, high basketball IQ, and know how to move and work off the ball, setting screens, cutting, and taking advantage of the attention that Steph is going to draw is really critical. How much did you guys think about that when picking up guys?
Well, I think we all know that, and there's no doubt that that's true. And I think, look, Wiggins and Oubre are the key. I think obviously Draymond has to be Draymond. Our number 2 draft choice obviously has to develop over the course of the year and be worthy of being the number 2 pick. Steph has to be Steph, but I think the key to the team for me is the wings. And Wiggins and Oubre, this is their time, and they need to deliver and be essential components.
Now
and
you're sitting in a similar spot that you normally do during the regular season. Is it interesting to see the Warrior golf team sitting across from you, that the coaches all get to wear the polo shirts? I think that's a great look.
Yeah, I hope they're more comfortable. I'm still wearing a sport coat.
I mean, this is.
Oh yeah, here we go. Come on.
Curry does not miss usually the catch and shoot, but the extra effort.
Yeah.
And the Warriors couldn't quite get the possession, and here comes Murray pushing the other way.
Hey, Gary Harris was fortunate there. He came off Steph's body. Got to stay on him.
And Michael Porter, that was good attachment by Looney. Don't leave Porter any airspace at all. Pascal on Millsap, setting up Looney. And Kevon a little show and go, and he'll get himself to the line. He kind of pulled a Jokic on Jokic.
How do you like that footwork? Pivot game. Taste of your own medicine. Looked like he was dead in the water and just drop-stepped. Got it up. Got the foul.
That was good. You know, the good news, you guys, here is we're up 11. We're playing pretty well, and Steph has 3 points in this game.
True.
You know what, Joe? No more talking to him before the game then.
It's my fault.
That's what it was?
It's my fault.
Think about this, Joe, because obviously you were a season ticket holder even before you bought the team. Wiseman, Looney, Marquise Chris. When have the Warriors had depth at the center spot like that? You had Andrew Bogut, who we all love and who just retired, and you had acquired a JaVale McGee, and you added a Zaza Pachulia, but there's 3 guys at the 5 that can play a little basketball.
Well, we've had this by committee center positions in the past, as you guys know, but usually it was with older guys that we kind of got a last year or 2 out of. In this case, we've got 3 young players, all with a lot of potential. So I'm actually very excited about our center position. I think if we develop, we can be pretty good.
Warriors are contesting shots. There was another good contest on the Jamal Murray. They threw that one away.
You see Gary Harris, though. He's such a good defender. He was waiting for Steph to pass that, and he cut in front of Pascal. And for Denver, they're looking for Harris's 3-point shot to come back. That was kind of MIA for them in the playoffs.
It was.
There's Looney running the floor again.
Yes! That's Steph.
There we go.
Listen, he's only got 3 points, but he's making things happen. Steph Curry's energy is incredible. 2 defenders are going to stay with him. That's going to happen a lot. You got to be ready to attack, and Kevon Looney was. Jamal Murray got over there from the weak side, jumped a little early. Look at the poise. Just a little shot fake. understands how to finish.
Coletta, the story for the first half. Curry chastised by owner as Warriors build a 15-point lead.
Easy.
It's so good to see Kevon healthy, though, Joe. He's gone through so much to get his body back in shape.
He's moving well, right? Looks good.
You know, people forget how good he was for us, you know, a few years ago in the playoffs. And he can be a very important member of this team if he can stay healthy.
Michael Green floating that in.
That's tough.
I think Kevon also, too, Joe, is your mentor for Wiseman. You know, I think that's
Draymond, Kevon, yeah.
I mean, I think that's a big helping another young big as Pascal rattles it up and out with the left hand and knocked out of bounds. So that will take us to the mandatory timeout. Joe, so much fun talking to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for Operation Dub Nation, getting everybody in here healthy. We definitely appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Joe.
Thank you.
Joe Lacob joining us. 2.5 remaining in the first half, and the Warrior lead at 13.
By harnessing California's abundant wind and solar energy, we have the power to take on climate change. Use lasts from 4 to 9 p.m. to keep California golden.
Anthony Joshua
He's going to come in
versus Kubrat Pulev.
Joshua on his ass.
Today, live on DAZN.
Come on. Let's go.
Come on, let's go in.
Toyotathon is on. 'Tis the season for great year-end deals.
Get 0% APR on 10 of Toyota's most popular models like RAV4, Camry, Corolla, and Highlander Hybrid. Toyota Safety Sense and Toyota Care come standard.
Don't miss out. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time, only at Taco Bell.
Ride into 2021 in a new set of wheels from Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. We're giving away 3 rides in 3 days, December 31st through January 2nd. Free play and free bet winners every hour starting at noon. Then, at 10 p.m., someone will win a Chevy Camaro on New Year's Eve, a Ford Mustang on New Year's Day, and a Ford F-150 on January 2nd. Get the new year rolling right here at Hard Rock Sacramento.
If you ever face discrimination simply because of your skin color, well, that's privilege.
Use your privilege to fight racism and advocate for human rights. The right to breathe, to run, to feel safe, that's for everyone. Black Lives Matter. The more you know.
San Francisco on a Saturday night with the Warrior lead at 13. Be sure to sign up for the Dub Club for your chance to receive early access to Warrior tickets for the 2021 season when they become available, presented by Kaiser Permanente, plus access to limited season tickets at Chase Center. Check it out at 888-GSW-HOOP. And Joe Lacob talked about it. PCR testing every fan, every person that ever comes into Chase Center. You wear a mask, and hopefully, you know, whether it's a couple months down the road, that becomes a possibility. But you know the Warriors will be leading the way in terms of health and safety and the care for the fans as well as the players and everybody that works here.
Yeah, like we were talking about with Joe, is relatively painless. Fluid situation, stay flexible, do what you got to do to stay safe, take the test, and we're all in here.
Well, the thing is, the Warriors are going to lead the way, Coletta, really for the league. There's too many smart people and too many resources and too much technology in the Bay Area. They're going to create the model that hopefully other teams can follow. And you know, tonight was the first step in trying to prove that everybody can be safe and take care of ourselves while we do this.
Well, they're just so forward thinking. When it comes to every department, marketing too. It's just everything the Warriors do top notch.
And I love that Wiggins was there on Porter to force that air balls. That don't assume, oh, he's not going to get that off in time. Andrew Wiggins sold out to make that a very difficult closeout, and then Porter airballed it. 24-second violation.
This is how the Warriors have to play. They've been the more aggressive team really on both sides of the floor. They're getting fast break points, super aggressive defensively with their hands, activity.
Wiggins, top of the key jumper. Well, I would say, partner, they've had 277 days off, so they're rested.
Couldn't wait to get out here.
they're rested. The only Warrior that played in the playoffs in the bubble was Wanamaker.
Gotta love what Andrew Wiggins is doing. Just stop kind of the no man's land as the Denver Nuggets are trying to switch that little exchange.
See, now look at Pascal, year 1 to year 2. He didn't reach down to commit a foul. He just moved his body, and then the ball was lost out of bounds, created the turnover. You know, young guys reach and get that chopping down where they get the whistle. Pascal played that like a veteran.
Eric is going to continue to improve in every area, and defensively is one of those areas. Look at him on time from the weak side, just kept his hands up and made Jamal Murray have to go around him. Problem was for Jamal Murray, that was out of bounds.
So did you ever change anything in your shooting motion? Because remember, we talked about Pascal this offseason had to change that little hitch that he had had his whole life, and we already saw one jumper that looked very, very good.
Not when I was in the NBA. I got all my changing out before I got to the NBA, but he's been working on it, and you can tell it looks more smooth. There's no wasted motion with his jumper, that little hitch. He's not hanging a little too long. That's the one thing with jump shooters that they always have an issue with. That release has to be at the top of your jump or before. Right. If you release it after the top of your jump, you're going to be shooting with your hands. It's going to be short a lot. So that's what he's been working on.
You think Oubre can guard point guards? He made Murray give it up. And then there's Millsap hitting from deep. But Kelly Oubre was doing his little Klay Thompson impersonation there, guarding Jamal Murray.
He competes on that end. He is a tough, tough customer.
And Wiggins, he took Michael Porter to task and got all the way to the iron.
You love Andrew Wiggins being aggressive. And he can get downhill. When he is assertive and looking to get to the basket and just play his game, he is so tough to guard because he's so athletic. He's got the length, the quick first step. And once he gets to the rim, he may dunk on you. His finishing game is on point.
Wiggins already with 8, missed the first free throw and curled out the second one. At halftime, we're going to kind of delineate some of the changes in this season. It's definitely not your 82 gamer, and the playoff system's a little different. There's a lot to talk about.
See Looney switch for Steph there. It was a stagger ball screen. Steph got hung up, so Looney recognizes, switched out, and now they're going to reward themselves by, almost thought they were.
But that's Kelly in the corner, though, and that was off of Wiggins' delivery as Steph pushed it. So
those are the kind of threes you want to shoot.
Exactly
that was a good look in transition off of a stop.
And this time Looney will be called for the kind of excuse-me foul on Millsap. You know, there's a question on Denver in that Murray's elite, Jokic is elite, Porter's a comer. Is Paul Millsap, is he crested the top of the mountain on the way down?
He's on the way down. He's on the way down, but he's a guy you still want on your team because he's a great locker room presence, a leader. He had some big moments in the playoffs in the bubble last season where they really needed a spark, and he came in and gave it to him. And so he's a guy you still want. But look, athletically, he's not the most athletic guy in the world. He's going to play more of a floor game. He's got good post game and all those things. But look, you can still take advantage of him on the defensive side, as Steph just did there, just kind of blew past him, weaving through the defense.
Were you wondering if Curry's handles had slowed down at all?
I saw him working before the game. He looked good. Got the headband. Look, just behind the back. That is tough. High ball screen. And when they set it that high, Curry's going to have a ton of space to maneuver and work his magic like he did there. And he's got all the handle in the world. He's always working on that. Did it again this summer. All the nuanced ways you can work on your handle technology. He's doing all of that. I'm waiting for the ugliness in the fight on who shoots the technical free throws, because Brad Wanamaker was 93% and led the NBA in free throw percentage last year. I mean, is he and Curry, do they have to arm wrestle to shoot those tees? Nah, Steph's going to get that. Okay. He's got to let the shooter do it. He's the shooter. He's the guy. It's his team. When he's out of the game, you step to the line. There you go. Shot clock at 6. And there's Millsap. We said working on that 3. How about that? So Paul Millsap, later in his career now, kind of adding that tool to his game. Shot clock off, final 3 seconds. Pascal will kick it out to Wiggins, his 3, and that'll do it. But I'll tell you, for the Warriors and the Nuggets, 77-day layoff for Denver, 277 days for the Warriors, 61-50 at the break. But some interesting, kind of exciting style of play
And I think Ken Bazemore was the one player that was super fun to watch because energy-wise, he's always going 90 miles an hour on offense and defense, and he did not disappoint at all.
He got to his game, finished in transition in the half court as well. You can tell he just plays like a veteran.
Well, the man who built the Under Armour brand is with us. What's up, Ken Bazemore? Bob Fitzgerald and Kalena Azubuike. Nice first half.
Baze, what's up, man?
No, I don't have anything.
Yeah, we got you now.
Can you hear us?
All right, so Ken Bazemore joining us, and I introduced you as the man who built Under Armour. How about that?
Can you hear us?
I don't hear anything.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to blame Raymond Ritter for that. We'll let Ken Bazemore go. We'll talk to Bazemore or one of the Warriors as we get rolling in the second half. 11 points, Warrior lead after the first half. And Bazemore, he did his talking on the court in the first half.
Planet Orange, a leader in eco-friendly, effective pest control. Let us be your partner for all your pest control needs, servicing residential, industrial, and commercial customers without harming the environment. Planet Orange, family-friendly, pet-friendly, and professional.
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going skating. We're going to Nana's.
Wherever you go this holiday, Chevy can help you get there.
Which is why we're making our Chevy employee discount available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. So wherever you go, happy holidays from Chevy.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get over $5,200 below MSRP on this Trax.
Get the Chevy employee discount for everyone today.
Seriously, what? Come on.
How much do you want?
All of them.
When you say all of them.
Now here's something for everyone.
Oh my.
I've got what you need right here.
I'm in love.
Really?
Really, really.
Yes! Awesome! That's amazing.
Now's the perfect time to buy a mattress during Mancini's Sleep World's triple bonus mattress sale. Receive a free set of microfiber sheets, gel fiber pillows, and a mattress protector with any purchase of $4.99 or more. Plus, enjoy 0% financing for 48 months. Purchase online, by phone with a sleep consultant, or with our stores now open by private in-store appointments, so you can try it before you buy it.
I'm Randy Mancini, and our entire Sleep World family is here for your family. Visit us at sleepworld.com.
Hello, I'm William Shatner, and you may not know this about me, but years ago, I was diagnosed with a sleep disorder. And like millions of others, I was prescribed sleep equipment. Did you know sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning? That's why I use SoClean 2. It's the perfect complement to my daily routine, and it's hassle-free. SoClean 2 is fast and easy. It keeps my sleep equipment fresh every day without the need for disassembly. To keep the immune system strong, we should do everything we can to ensure a good night's sleep, including using the SoClean 2 daily to keep sleep equipment fresh. Try SoClean 2 risk-free for 30 nights. Order now and get $100 off. SoClean 2 is so fast and gives you peace of mind that your sleep equipment is fresh each time you use it. Call the number on your screen or go to SoClean2.com to take advantage of this risk-free trial and get $100 off. Call now.
Planet Orange, a leader in eco-friendly, effective pest control. Let us be your partner for all your pest control needs, servicing residential, industrial, and commercial customers without harming the environment. Planet Orange, family-friendly, pet-friendly, and professional.
Change requires that we all take action.
Black Lives Matter isn't just a hashtag.
It's a demand for equality and reform.
We have a shared investment in fighting for justice and ending discrimination.
What heals and uplifts the Black community
strengthens our entire nation.
Be a part of the effort to make a difference.
Listen.
Engage.
Respect and act.
Everyone can be an agent for change. The more you know.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
halftime at Chase Center. Great to have basketball back in the Bay, the Nuggets and Warriors. And this NBA season will be different than any we've ever seen. There's 72 games. Every game's going to matter, a little bit different on the travel. And the first half of the schedule is the only part that has been announced until the second half comes. Take me through a couple of these. Do you like the baseball styles road trips?
I do like the baseball series. It's probably the most efficient way to do this. Keep the traveling all over the place to a minimum. Once you go to a city, play there a couple of times, then you go to the next one. And then I love the play-in game because it gives more teams a chance to get in. You may be trending in the right direction at the end of the season, but you barely miss out. You end up number 9, but now you have a chance. And everybody is going to go as hard as they can and try to get into the playoffs.
Think about it, 7, 8, 9, 10, have a little mini tournament at the end of the year. But the Warriors want to be involved some way, somehow, as a playoff team. We'll come back and break down the first half of the first preseason game right after this.
Next July, experience an Olympics unlike any other.
Let's get to it, America. Because joy doesn't just happen. You make it happen. And during the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event, we're helping you make even more joy. Come get the best deals of the season with offers on select Ford SUVs and Ford Fusion. Everything you need to make the holidays brighter than ever. That's how we're making joy this season. How will you?
Get $6,000 bonus cash toward an Explorer plus 0% APR and 90 days payment deferment, or get $7,250 total cash off at your California Ford dealers.
Right now, you can get a free breakfast Baconator with any order in the Wendy's app, so you can shake up and wake up your breakfast. We're bringing that big bacon energy all day long, so you can always be Baconating with a free breakfast Baconator.
My name is Brandon Ayuk. I'm from Reno, Nevada, and I was the 25th overall pick. When I just hear my name get called, it just kind of flashes back to when I first started playing football, from putting on the Pop Warner jersey, putting on my high school jersey, my junior college jersey, to now being the best of the best, playing in the top football league. So it's going to be a real moment, but we'll be excited and be ready when the time comes.
Who is USAA made for? It's made for this guy, a veteran who honorably served. And it's made for her. She's serving now. We made it for all branches and all ranks, whether they served one tour or made a career of it. We also made USAA for military spouses and their kids. USAA is easy to work with and can save you money on auto, home, and renter's insurance. Become a member today. Call us for a quote. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
S&G Carpet has offered affordable quality since 1948, growing into one of the largest and best family-owned flooring companies in America, with showrooms featuring Northern California's largest selection of flooring, all backed by S&G's no-surprise guarantee and promise to beat any written estimate by 10%. Go to sgcarpet.com for the showroom nearest you or to schedule a free in-home consultation.
S&G, more than carpet, where quality is affordable.
The fadeaway rainbow three. Got it! Oh, he hit it!
We still believe, we still believe, still believe, we still believe.
Change requires that we all take action.
Black Lives Matter isn't just a hashtag.
It's a demand for equality and reform.
We have a shared investment in fighting for justice and ending discrimination.
What heals and uplifts the Black community
strengthens our entire nation.
Be a part of the effort to make a difference.
Listen.
Engage.
Respect.
And act.
Everyone can be an agent for change. The more you know.
Double-digit lead at halftime for the Warriors, and Steve Kerr played a bunch of bodies, and they all played in the same style. Bob Fitzgerald, Kalena Azubuike with you at halftime, and first of all, that was fun.
It was. They'll have success if they play like this. Everybody got on the act. 31 points. Incredible from the bench.
And everybody that subbed in seemed to know you better be playing at about 80 miles an hour, because the get it and go or rip and run, that was totally evident.
The more they can go against a defense that is not set, the better. Get out in transition. First of all, you got to get some stops. Get your hands active on the defensive end, force some turnovers, get it off the rim, push it up the floor, and they're throwing it up to high IQ basketball players that understand how to play basketball and make plays.
Well, you look at the fast break points, and there are guys that fly in this style. Kent Bazemore, Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins, they're kind of built for this way to play.
This is an athletic team, and you have to take advantage of it. How about Kent Bazemore? As soon as he got in the game, he got in on the act, attacking the rim. You got to go with the Euro step there if you're Kelly Oubre Jr. Brad Wanamaker, you love his poise under pressure. He has great vision. Throw it ahead. If there's someone running, got to find him.
The 22 threes is kind of surprising. They're still going to throw them up there, but you said there's a difference. Good threes versus kind of lazy casting threes.
Off a ball movement, get it into the paint, drive it in there, draw the defense in, kick it back out. Threes in transition. You got great ball handlers on this team. You got guys with good vision, good decision makers. So you throw it ahead, you throw it across court, get the defense moving from side to side, make it tough on them. Why not?
It's preseason, but it was pretty high-level basketball. Warriors up 11 with the second half. Straight ahead.
Dub Nation, the wait is almost over. Warriors basketball is returning, bigger and better than ever.
For Curry, down the lane for the lead! Still throw the lob to Chris there. Got to take advantage.
Dubs Talk, available now wherever you get your podcasts. Part of the NBC Sports Podcast Network.
We have the power to harness California's abundant wind and solar energy, but it's not available all day long. Use lasts from 4 to 9 p.m., and we can protect California for generations to come.
I can have a crunchy demeanor sometimes.
Yeah, you're a little crunchy, a little abrasive. Maybe that crunchy person just needs to eat something. And then they'll be a little less crunchy. Yeah.
Sonic Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap. Someone woke up on the wrong side of the crunch this morning.
More and more people are discovering the fast-growing, all-new Gosh Hyundai in the beautiful Hemet Auto Mall. Could it be their convenient location? Or maybe it's their amazing selection? In the end, it's because they know their success is down to one ingredient, ensuring the customer is delighted with every single interaction. That is one reason they have the highest-rated service department in the Western United States. Gosh Hyundai in the Hemet Auto Mall, or online anytime at goshhyundai.com.
Today, I'm an entrepreneur, photographer, and public speaker.
With the right support, there are no limits.
And I never tire of standing tall.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is just being the best that I can be.
Greg Gadsden, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Sports fans are gearing up at NBAstore.com, the official store of the NBA. And the largest assortment of NBA fan gear anywhere, with unique, one-of-a-kind designs by Fanatics. And authentic fan gear, the latest styles. For every NBA team and all the players you love. Don't wait, shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Join us Tuesday, Warriors taking on the Kings in Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield. You can stream the game on the My Teams app by NBC Sports or download the My Teams app. Tonight we'll have it for you right here on NBC Sports Bay Area Tuesday at 7. Warriors are going to do one of those baseball series road trips where they play the Kings Tuesday and Thursday to wrap up the preseason. And Kalena, would you have liked that as a player to go somewhere and just kind of hang for a couple days and play a team twice?
I would have just rolled with it, man. You got to stay flexible and just show up and be prepared to play. That's what they pay you for.
See, I like the baseball series thing is if you got a guy the first time, then he's a little spicier for the second time. Like I think the Warriors have a road trip where they play Dallas twice and San Antonio twice, but hidden in that is you just cut having to go to Texas in half.
It makes sense. It just makes sense. It's more efficient, and if you lose to a team, you get an immediate chance to get revenge right away.
Well, the Warriors, we already talked to their owner, Joe Lacob, who's handled things so well. Bob Myers, a very rough offseason. I mean, getting Oubre, Wanamaker, drafting James Wiseman, picking up Kent Bazemore. I mean, Bob, I think you were slacking off. I'm not sure you and your staff were getting it all done.
Well, I always lean on you for these decisions. So you really are silent GM. So all your recommendations. No, the Clay thing kind of obviously that's like getting your leg cut out from under you. But I think we recovered as best we could, and we'll see what we have. But so far, it looks like they're, like Steve said, they're committed to defending, and we like our length, we like our athleticism, but we need to build some continuity. I think that's the biggest key for us in the early part of the season.
You hit on something that Kalena and I noticed right away is that, the get it and go, lockdown and go, strength and length, size matters, whatever you want to do. These guys with all the 7-foot wingspan, everyone's playing this transition game where they are D'ing up and they're all ripping and running. That was obvious in the first half.
Like you both know it, and Kalena, you played. I mean, you got to play to your strengths, and one of our strengths should be pace.
Right.
Good pace in the first half and defending, getting our hands up, being long in the paint, being long in the perimeter. But yeah, it's one of those things where we have to be a little bit different than we've been. But that was interesting too, right there. And if you would have told me we'd have, I don't know, what we have at the half, 61, and Steph had 4 or 5.
Bob said the same, yeah.
Right.
So Denver takes time. Bob, thanks for the shortest interview ever.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
hang in there. Bob Myers is coming back.
Santa knows a gift when he sees one. Ford, built for the holidays. Now get 0% financing, 2,000 trade assist, and no payments for 90 days on a Ford F-150 or $6,750 total cash off an F-150 XLT.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time, only at Taco Bell.
Unhappy with his current bank, John Forey was searching for a business banking partnership that could help his growing produce company thrive. So Tri-Counties Bank Treasury Management Officer Naomi Hernandez and her team dug deep and unearthed bushels of ideas to help his business bloom. Eureka! John switched his entire banking relationship, creating an even more efficient and flourishing enterprise. Now that's a fruitful partnership. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
Seriously, what? Come on.
How much do you want?
All of them.
When you say all of them.
Now here's something for everyone.
Oh my.
I've got what you need right here.
I'm in love.
Really? Really, really?
Yes! Awesome! That's amazing.
New champions. Liverpool are back on their perch. New hopes. Title challengers, you better believe it. New stars. Absolutely brilliant by the Americans. All rise for Premier League mornings on NBC and NBCSN.
Warrior lead at 15 on a Saturday night at Chase Center. Second half of the first preseason game, and the president of basketball operations, Bob Myers, joining us. And Bob, a lot of people are intrigued about the James Wiseman selection. I know you don't ever want to have the second pick again, but how much pressure was that knowing you could pick anybody in all of college basketball except for one, and you don't want to miss on a guy like that, and you got the guy that you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, the pressure comes from just not wanting to screw it up, to be honest. I mean, it's not something to complain about. Obviously, we really like how our season went last year, but having a second pick, you just don't want to get it wrong. That's why you exhaust every potential trade, you exhaust every potential player. But we love what we ended up with Wiseman. I wish he could play here tonight.
Bob, I don't know if you agree with me, but I would say if James Wiseman played the whole season at Memphis, he would have been a lock for number one. You guys wouldn't even have a shot at it.
I think that, Kalena, but what do we know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a special player.
Yeah. We were just talking about Brad Wanamaker, and obviously one of the needs was some secondary ball handling, and we were just talking about how good he's been in training camp and the scrimmages, just playing. They almost threw the ball out of bounds there. Just playing the right way, not flashy. He's going to be a blue-collar point guard. Just make the right decisions, right passes. What has impressed you about him?
Quite a bit, all that stuff you just mentioned. I mean, I like his backup point guard. You want stability. You want somebody that can manage the game. We think he can play with Steph, too. We don't think he's just going to be you'd see him playing some combo or Steph at the two with him. But just a very solid player, and does a lot of the right things. Watching him in camp so far, he's more impressive than I even thought.
Steph drawing the charge there. Bob, how about the transition that Steph, Draymond, and Clay are the leader old guys when there always was a Sean, David West, Andre, Zaza, Bogut beforehand. Like, we're watching, you know, these are your core guys who are now the eldest players, and you've got to build with them to maximize their career. But you also have to be, you know, your Wiggins, Oubre, Wiseman, Poole, Pascal, that, you know, the next generation coming as well.
Yeah, you know, they're old enough now and they've seen enough that they're fully capable. They just haven't had to do it yet. But yes, I mean, it's one of those things where this is their time to lead. And Kalena knows when he came in the league, he probably had a vet looking out for him, somebody that was 30-plus years old, maybe been a couple places, hopefully played in the playoffs. But what better guys played Draymond and Steph to give advice to these guys? They've been through, almost seen everything. And so they're going to step up into that role, and they're very capable.
Bob, what's the mood of the guys been like since Clay went down? Obviously, that was devastating. No one wanted to see that. But obviously, judging from their performance here at night, they were itching to get back out here. They couldn't wait. But just everything that's gone on since the draft and not being able to make the bubble and not having played for a long time. What's the mood of the guys been like as Steph knocks one down and keeps it up there?
Well, you know, Kalena, you play. I mean, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, especially somebody like Clay who just come off the ACL. And it was somber. I mean, you know, I wasn't around a bunch of guys right after. I was with our owner and coach. We talked to Steph and Draymond. And, you know, it's just a tough one. You know, I use the word kind of gut punch and the whole just processing of it. But since then, people have been resilient. They move on, and there's nothing, obviously, anybody can do to change it now. So you just weather it and do what you can. That's what we're trying to do.
You know, Bob, we mentioned this, and we're talking to Bob Myers, Bob Fitzgerald, Kalena Azubuike. We mentioned this with Joe in that, you know, we've been in the league long enough that you start thinking of years in the Western Conference. Stay with us, but I want you to marinate on how difficult the Western Conference is going to be this year to be one of the top teams. So Bob Myers is hanging with us. The Warriors have pushed the lead to 20 on the Pascal jumper.
Welcome to Toyotathon.
Hey.
Ready for a great deal?
You know it.
With savings on Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more, it really is the most magical time of the year. Can you pretend you didn't see this?
But I'm seeing it.
The secret's out. Get 0% APR financing on RAV4. Or get an amazing $1,000 cash back. Or lease a RAV4 for just $259 a month.
You never know what you'll find at Toyotathon. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Discover the hottest action and experience winning like never before at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain, where everyone wins daily. We're giving away free play the Hard Rock way. With the $5 million everyday free play giveaway. Everyone, every day gets free play December 1st to the 26th, guaranteed. Don't have a wild card? Sign up and spin to win prizes. Only at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain.
Anthony Joshua,
He's going to come in
versus Kubrat Pulev.
Joshua on his ass.
Today, live on DAZN.
My name is Brandon Ayuk. I'm from Reno, Nevada, and I was the 25th overall pick. When I just hear my name get called, it just kind of flashes back to when I first started playing football, from putting on the Pop Warner jersey, putting on my high school jersey, my junior college jersey, to now being the best of the best, playing in the top football league. So it's going to be a real moment, but it'll be exciting and be ready when the time comes.
The Steelers in pursuit of a 1 seed and a 7th ring. But they're facing a Bills team that's chasing their first division title in 25 years. Steelers, Bills, Sunday Night Football on NBC.
One of the phrases you will hear this year a lot is Warrior wingspan. Kelly Oubre had a rejection here. Gary Harris thinks he's home free. And Oubre blocks that from behind clean. And Bob, tell us about Oubre and then all the 7-foot wingspans. This is the longest team I think the Warriors have had.
Yeah, it's tremendous. I mean, and I think wingspan, 10, 15 years ago, people didn't probably even talk about it or measure it or care about it. They were more concerned with how high your head was. But you learn pretty quickly that it's really the length of your arm, your standing reach, your wingspan, that often determines your effectiveness in blocking shots and passing. And Draymond's a good example. Draymond might be shorter than me, but his arm's about six inches longer. And so it's important, and you just see it in the defense. I mean, just by playing basketball, those big hands in the passing lanes are a problem for offensive players.
That's when your defensive upside is just through the roof. When you can get beaten and then have that recovery like he just did there. There was a back cut, and Kelly Oubre came over to help, and he was able to block that one. That was not easy to do.
Yeah, see, I can't relate to any of that, Clint. I was the guy that got by my guy and got blocked. So I don't know what it's like to do that stuff. I have no idea what it's like to block somebody's shot.
Now, we went to break. I was asking about the Western Conference, and Pascal fouled there. But, Lakers, Clippers, Denver, Utah, all right? That 4. And then you look at Dallas, Phoenix, Portland, Warriors. Oh, then, by the way, Ja Morant in Memphis, Zion in New Orleans, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield in Sacramento. I mean, Bob, what a conference this year for the West.
Yeah, and nobody's really not trying to win. I mean, it's hyper competitive. It's our division alone is arguably the best in the NBA with obviously the Lakers, Clippers, or so. Phoenix got a lot better. And Sac's, like I said, up and coming. So the West is, honestly, I don't know if it's ever been harder. I think you're right, and you mentioned all the top teams, and I think the margin for error for most of those teams isn't great, and including us. So you're gonna have to play well to win. You have to stay healthy the best you can.
What do you think about some of the new things that the NBA implemented? The baseball style road games where you play the same team a couple times, and the play-in game. How do you feel about the play-in game? I want to hear your thoughts on the play-in game.
I don't mind. Look, people love the do or die. Obviously, that's why March Madness is such a big deal. But I think the play-in game, it's going to draw more interest. Even myself as a basketball fan, take away my role here with the Warriors. But it's fun. It was fun to watch in the bubble. I think it's a little more interesting than that play-in game for the NCAA tournament, which is, I don't know how that quite works. But in any event, I like it. I think it's fair if you look at the rules. If you're one of the 7-8, I think you got to be beaten twice is how I view it, I think.
Yep.
So, your regular season record still matters. I mean, if you're one of those 7-8, you just got to win one game and not lose 2. So that's where it's, I think it's fair. It's equitable.
Now, this is a personal thing, but it's also a good thing for the Warriors. We are enjoying watching Kevon Looney back and playing. And you pull for him, and so glad that he's healthy. But Bob, he is the perfect Wiseman tutor.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would just attach Kevon to James Wiseman, and you throw in Marquise Chris. What a nice little center trio.
Absolutely.
And 2 good guys to teach a younger guy like that.
Yeah, clearly he's one of our smartest players, and he's really never on the wrong part of the floor. So he's a great mentor. He doesn't have the ego. He'll be happy to help teach Wiseman. So yeah, we're very lucky. And in some ways, feels like he's one of our oldest players. But he's young. He's not old. So
he's got an old soul.
Old soul. You're right. Old soul.
No, I think how do you look at just keeping guys healthy as the season goes through? And that'll be something we talk about it after the timeout. Is that Bob, hang out for one more second.
I gotcha.
And then we'll come back and ask it. Making it through the 72 games with as many available players as possible. That's coming up next.
We're going to find the perfect treat.
We're going skating. We're going to Nana's.
Wherever you go this holiday, Chevy can help you get there.
Which is why we're making our Chevy employee discount available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. So wherever you go, happy holidays from Chevy.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get $7,300 below MSRP on this Traverse.
Get the Chevy employee discount for everyone today.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time, only at Taco Bell.
Anthony Joshua.
He's going to come in
versus Kubrat Pulev.
Joshua on his ass.
Today, live on DAZN.
Midway through the third with the Warrior lead at 12 and wrapping up with Warrior President of Basketball Operations Bob Myers. And Bob, the availability of key players for the 72-game season is so critical. Is that something that you and Steve address with the players, or is that player-on-player responsibility in that, hey, guys, every decision we make impacts all of us, and the protocols are there, the testing is there, but this really is going to take a diligence that I don't think we've ever seen in pro sports.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's not even as people, forget about these athletes who, they make a mistake, it affects the whole team. I mean, if we make a mistake, hopefully it affects us, but not a whole industry and our whole team. So in that respect, yeah, it's going to take self-discipline. It's going to take discipline amongst your teammates, amongst your coaching staff, us in the front office. And hopefully we all can toe the line. But there's times where people might do something that's completely considered harmless, and they end up getting caught, in a tough situation. So,
yeah, you can do everything right and still have a positive test. So.
Yep.
Gary Harris leaking out. And Bob, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking the time. We love the team you put together, and it's going to be an interesting year, one that we'll be talking about as we get through 2020 and 2021. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
That is Bob Myers. Warriors take time after the Denver fast break.
Welcome to Toyotathon.
Hey.
Ready for a great deal?
You know it.
With savings on Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more, it really is the most magical time of the year. Can you pretend you didn't see this?
But I'm seeing it.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on Highlander and Highlander Hybrid, or get up to an unbelievable $2,500 cash back, or lease one for just $349 a month.
You never know what you'll find at Toyotathon. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine.
We have the power to harness California's abundant solar and wind energy, but it's not available all day long. Use less energy from 4 to 9 p.m. for a cleaner California.
So what's different from the preseason to the regular season? Steve Kerr is calling a timeout after any egregious defensive breakdown, Galena.
So I was watching Coach Kerr earlier, and he was fist pumping. He was clapping his hands when the Warriors were really getting it. And then lately, the Nuggets got a little momentum. They got some fast break points, fast break opportunities. And look at Kelly Oubre Jr., the hair whip after the spin move and finish and one. Gotta love those. But just driving to his right again, attacking Michael Porter Jr. Yep. And then the flex afterwards. He went to the flex school of Draymond. Beautiful.
Tell you, Oubre, Washington to Phoenix, and then Phoenix making the trade with OKC to get Chris Paul, and the Warriors had that trade exception and able to grab him. there is a lot to like about his game.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is an intriguing player.
He just competes on both ends of the floor. Tough, gritty. You always love to have those types of players on your team. Him and Draymond are on the same wavelength, and they play in similar ways, obviously different positions, but their approach to the game, their mentality, the toughness, the grittiness, just going at people.
Marquise Chris missing that corner three. Jokic has 22 and 10 in 21 minutes, by the way. I mean, he is not cooled off from the playoffs at all.
Bonafide superstar. You're talking about Coach Kirk calling a couple timeouts. Listen, the preseason is sped up this year. You want to be a little further along earlier. So they're trying to get things tuned up and fast track everything.
Yeah, that's it. We had Joe Lacob and Bob Myers on. I want to thank all the loyal season ticket holders, all of Dub Nations, for the patience and support. I mean, this is always a true home court advantage, and obviously we miss your energy, enthusiasm, the smiling faces, and can't wait to welcome you back to Chase Center. That's just kind of from everyone here at the Warriors, is that Joe spends this money to reward the fans for the support.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, and Bob Myers works because he grew up in the Bay Area and he's been a Warrior fan his whole life. He works so this team can be good because people know the passion and the fervor. You know, we got the Raiders moved to Vegas, but we had the 2 football teams and the 2 baseball teams. We got the 1 basketball team, and that's the one the whole Bay, comes together to support. So I just know these guys well enough that, I mean, Kalena, they're working all the time to try to make this team as good as it can be. And,
for sure.
And this is it's a challenging year because, sports is in its proper context, man. The real world is on fire right now.
Right.
So, anything that 2.5 hours to have fun, make you smile, make you laugh a little bit. I mean, that's what Warrior basketball is trying to bring this year.
Well, the organization has just done a great job. The owners, the front office, the coaches, the players, the synergy is just palpable. And obviously they've worked hard to establish a culture here, but you're right. This is weird, man. No fans in here. Dub Nation makes this place what it is. The atmosphere, the ambiance, how loud they get, how into the game they are, how knowledgeable they are as fans. Not having them here stinks. And I miss Dub Nation. I miss the fans. It's just interacting with people.
Absolutely.
Walking out from here back to the garage and just saying hi to people and all the workers and the ushers and the policemen and everybody that's here. It's just can't wait to get everybody back.
Well, you can get your holiday shopping done with tonight's item of the game. Save 25% off site-wide at the Warriors shop. The offer available for a limited time. Use the code DUBS25 at checkout and shop.warriors.com. So I'm getting my number 7 Oakland Forever jersey. I'm getting my Azubuike jersey. That's the one.
I might need one of those.
I think Denver got a little spicy after the Warriors were kind of handling them early. You're seeing this Nugget team that is elite and kind of responding. There's a reason why Jokic is going to work every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, Mike Malone ain't having that. This team has high aspirations too now. And obviously they went pretty far last season, having an incredible performance in the bubble. Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, that tandem is tough and lethal. No quit mentality. They're not just going to stop playing and lay down here. They're trying to get things right too.
Yeah, so now Oubre missed that wing 3, and I really think the corners are, he's even tapping his chest there, that's probably not a shot that they're looking for right away. So Jokic will sit. And he had 12 points in that third quarter. But Kelly Oubre, I think Kalena, he's got that infectious, bubbly energy to him. I think Bazemore's the same. I think that fits in nicely with this team.
Oh, he'll fit in here really nicely. He's done a lot with his brand off the court. He's had some clothing lines. I heard a story about him and his Valley Boys clothing line, and I'll tell you what kind of guy he is. When the hurricane happened in the Bahamas, he donated all the proceeds from his Valley Boys clothing line to his teammate DeAndre Ayton to go to that hurricane relief in the Bahamas. So that's the kind of guy he is, and the culture of unselfishness, I think he fits right in.
Yeah, love the Jordan Poole confidence on the other end as he hit that jumper. Dozier trying to turn the corner, and Jordan straight up again, no reaching. I think that Jordan Poole and Pascal, the leap for Jordan Poole year 1 to year 2, I think is going to be fun to watch.
He's a new man. New haircut, looks fresh. He's got some skill.
And Bazemore deflected it, but he touched it last. The one thing, too, the coaches talked about, and I think fans are aware of the coverage of it, Jordan Poole was the one player that probably led all the offseason workouts. You know, I mean, he was here the most, stayed in the Bay, you know, in and around all the health protocols. He was the one that was at Chase Center working with Chris DeMarco really tirelessly. And then, as I said, he was the best player in the mini camp in September.
He's no dummy. He's learned. You're young. Stay around. Make sure you show your face as much as you can with COVID and everything. But while you're on the court, you don't have to wear a mask. Just be around and make sure you're getting your time in. Impress the coaching staff. Let them know you're trying to work. You want to take that next step. You're not just, you know, taking this off season as it's just any other off season. You're trying to take a leap forward and work on your game and come back and make sure you're a staple in the rotation.
Well, I think for guys, you know, and you went through this, where you're in high school, you can do everything. You know, you're amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go to college, and you're still kind of the big man on campus. And Jordan obviously had a good career at Michigan. Then you come to the NBA, and you're like,
oh yeah,
everyone's really good.
Right.
You know,
that's what it is. I mean, in college, everyone in college is the best player from high school. In the NBA, everybody from the NBA is the best player from college.
Right.
So that's just how it works. The talent is going to catch up. What separates players is the work ethic, the mentality. And guys like him have to put that work in and make sure you're impressing that coaching staff so you can build that trust.
Marquise Chris, good hands, knocked that out of bounds with a shot clock at 11. I think also, too, with Chris DeMarco and guys like Jaron Collins and Mike Brown, they shoot you straight. As JaMychal Green misses that three, is that they're going to, and look at Wanamaker knocked it off
hands
of Hartenstein's leg, is that the honesty. Hey, Jordan, you need to do this better. You need to do this better. Let's sit and look at some film. You need to make a better decision here. Like, you're not coached that hard in high school and college sometimes.
And again, last season, sending him down to the G League, we saw him come back a new man. And I think it really humbled him, made him refocus, and just made him realize this ain't a game.
Yeah.
I got to put the work in here if I'm going to reach my full potential. And that's one thing about being with the Warriors in this organization. You can reach your full potential here. They're going to be hands-on. They're going to watch film with you. But then it's not just the coaching staff, it's the players. It's having the kind of leadership established that the Warriors do here with Draymond, with Steph, that unselfishness, the accountability. They're going to make you play defense. And if Steph is walking into the gym before you're there and Draymond is there before you're there and you're a young player, you're going to hear about it. And that's the way it should be.
Wanamaker missed that three. You saw the Campazzo, nice pass to Hartenstein.
Charge.
And that is an offensive foul. Marquise Chris drawing that.
He's outside the cylinder. Defense has to be constant this season. And we've talked about all this length, but you got to make sure you're stepping in from the weak side, guarding pick and roll. And that's just great defense there. If you're P.J. Dozier, you got to be under control. And he left the ground without going straight up and making sure he's under control. And Marquise Chris took advantage of it.
Bazemore was hiding behind Marquise, but he was fouled. I wanted, before we got off college basketball, didn't Kentucky play a small school from Indiana today?
Chill.
The Kentucky Wildcats were upended?
Okay, listen. The Kentucky Wildcats this year were young. Obviously, Coach Calipari just decided to make them play everybody early on. Just throw them into the fire, right? And maybe it'll toughen them up and they'll be ready to go later in the season and into the tournament. But they've had a rough stretch here. Like, they're playing a lot of really good teams.
Yeah, that's it. Notre Dame beat Kentucky by 1 today. If it was football,
I'll give it to you.
If it was football, that would be a stop the fight situation.
Oh, well, yeah, we're not.
You know, no part of the Irish. On the football
we're not.
field.
That's not what we do in Kentucky. We don't. Football is not our forte. We're getting better, but Notre Dame is a different class there. But no, we got championships when it comes to basketball. Come on now.
Yeah, what have you done for me lately?
I'm just saying. Notre Dame ain't making too much noise lately either.
No. It's an offensive foul on Denver after the Dozier miss. When you see this second unit, the difference with Wanamaker kind of running things, Bazemore can satellite off him. Marquise is the center here. We've seen Jordan Poole be more comfortable. I mean, Brad Wanamaker in a very short period of time has filled a very nice need in that backup role to Steph.
He's just under control, poised, under pressure. We've seen him with the shot clock running down. Just take your time, do your thing. He's not going to turn the ball over. And again, maybe the market wasn't as great as it was for him because he's just not that flashy type player, and he's not going to be having a ton of highlights and all those different things. But he understands how to play. He can get you into your offense. He'll talk to the guys, the adult in the room. He gives you that vibe, right? And that's what you need coming off the bench. Warriors needed that badly.
He'd played in Italy, France, Germany, Turkey. Wanamaker's 31. 2 years with the Celtics. Kind of a jump ball on the rebound, and Denver staying with it, and Dozier, and then bodies. You just, in the preseason, you want everybody to be okay here.
That was a really good defensive possession until the offensive rebound. You just got to finish it with a defensive rebound. But they got in from the weak side, clogged up the paint, the roll to the basket, made it tough on Hartenstein to finish, but then weren't able to grab the rebound.
I think the Warriors will be a reasonable rebounding team this year.
Should be.
I mean, they got length at a lot of different spots. You know, obviously Draymond is a tremendous rebounder, but you add Looney and Marquise and Wiseman. I think that's one thing where people be anxious. You know, James Wiseman, he's 19. He played 3 college games. He hasn't played a basketball game for a year. I think patience with a younger player there is going to be critical, because the Warriors open with the Brooklyn Nets, then they have the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right into the fire.
You know, come on.
Nothing easy.
And then to not be, you know, full go in training camp right now for a younger player, that's, you know, we were just talking about Jordan Poole. He had, you know, last year, and it was still, you know, the deep end of the pool. So for these younger guys, the transition and adjustment to the speed and size and strength of the game, particularly if you're a big guy, it's not easy.
It'll be tough. But James Wiseman is a pretty mature young man. Just listening to him talk, and if I'm him, I'm just focused on the defensive end, running the floor, grabbing every rebound like you're talking about, being that defensive anchor, blocking shots. He's talked about being able to switch out onto guards and move his feet. That's one thing I want to see from him. The lateral quickness. What kind of lateral quickness can he show and display, switching out onto those guards on the perimeter and not just being one-dimensional, dropping back into the paint off of that pick-and-roll defense like a lot of bigs like to do, like Nikola Jokic likes to do. He's more mobile than that, and I think that's something he wants to show.
If you're looking for a way to keep the kids active and safe during the holiday season, the Warrior Basketball Academy will be offering
and overseas to New Zealand, and didn't really do much there. He didn't even get up to 9 points a game. He didn't even start, and he still got drafted 24th. Now, obviously, if he did what people expected him to do in New Zealand, like his guy LaMelo Ball, he probably would have been a lottery pick, but he was still first round and didn't start over there. But the one thing about him, he is usually the fastest man on the court, and he's got a really quick first step. He can score against defenses that aren't set in transition. He is a blur in transition and fast break. But in half court, he struggled a little bit in New Zealand. So obviously there's a lot of upside, and the Nuggets see that. But it's just kind of interesting to me that he went over there and didn't really do as much and still got drafted 24th. I guess a big name and the politics help.
We're going to have a coach's challenge here.
There it is.
On the
first one.
Foul on Wanamaker. And the final 10 seconds of the third quarter.
Okay, 49er fans, say it with me. Niners at 9. It's the official pregame show for the 49ers. Niners at 9, Sunday morning on NBC Sports Bay Area.
Right now, you can get a free breakfast Baconator with any order in the Wendy's app, so you can shake up and wake up your breakfast. We're bringing that big bacon energy all day long, so you can always be baconating with a free breakfast Baconator.
Get 0% financing, $2,000 trade assist, and no payments for 90 days on a Ford F-150 or $6,750 total cash off an F-150 XLT.
We had our first coach's challenge of the preseason, and this was Brad Wanamaker on the drive. Facundo Campazzo
it's overturned.
Yeah, this was called a charge. It was not a charge.
Look, his foot is on the line. Well, you can't see it. Now you can see it there. And he was moving a little bit.
Well, the bigger thing is, once a player's begun the upward motion, you can't jump underneath him like that.
There was 3 things he did wrong that made it not an offensive.
So he was moving, he wasn't outside the restricted area, and he jumped underneath the guy who had already elevated. So that is a blocking foul, and that will be free throws for the man who led the NBA in free throw shooting last year at 93% in Brad Wanamaker.
Really good free throw shooter.
And he nearly went broadcasting jinx as he rimmed that around.
He fought through it. You made it tough on him. You could tell he felt it. Normally his shots are just swishes.
Hey,
no rim.
10 months later, you still can jinx free throw shooters. And that still works. But, you know, we joke about it, Kalena, but at the end of games, I'll take another 93% free throw shooter.
Come on now. That's huge.
Final 3 seconds of the third. Monte Morris will back up, and Marquise Chris made that a difficult 3. So Jokic dominated the third. Warriors were playing with a 20-point lead. It's got considerably interesting heading into the fourth.
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going skating. We're going to Nana's.
Wherever you go this holiday, Chevy can help you get there.
Which is why we're making our Chevy employee discount available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. So wherever you go, happy holidays from Chevy.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get over $6,800 below MSRP on this Equinox.
Get the Chevy employee discount for everyone today.
More and more people are discovering the fast-growing, all-new Gosh Hyundai in the beautiful Hemet Auto Mall. Could it be their convenient location? Or maybe it's their amazing selection? In the end, it's because they know their success is down to one ingredient, ensuring the customer is delighted with every single interaction. That is one reason they have the highest-rated service department in the Western United States. Gosh Hyundai in the Hemet Auto Mall or online anytime at GoshHyundai.com.
I got injured, she got wounded as well, and the veterans wouldn't be the men that we are and the women that we are today if it wasn't for our better half helping us every direction we go.
The Coalition to Salute America's Heroes helps severely wounded or disabled veterans just with basic needs such as emergency financial aid. For our family specifically, they tremendously helped us out with employment through their Heroes Thinking Heroes program.
Visit SaluteHeroes.org to learn more.
The fadeaway rainbow 3. Got it! Oh, he hit it!
We still believe, we still believe, still believe, we still believe.
Well, we often talk about Eric Paschall as the 41st pick in the draft. Nikola Jokic was the 41st pick in the draft 5 years ago, and now he's one of the 10 best players in the NBA. Kalena, speed and quickness are overrated. I'll take skill and just amazing basketball IQ. I mean, Nikola Jokic can do everything.
It really is a joke how much he can do. They call him the Joker. But the passing may be my favorite thing about him. The vision and just the creativity. His mind just works differently than most humans, and he sees things that most basketball players can't. So if you're off the ball and you're his teammate, you're moving and running all over the place, cutting, because you know he's going to find you. But then he can score at will almost from the block, mid-range, three-point range. He is tough, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm not buying in terms of the Paul Bunyan bio for Jokic as Dozier sized up Marquise Chris is, so he owns 6 horses, right? He's a big horse racing fan. But Jokic says he was a jockey as a younger kid and that he finished 4th riding a horse in a race. He would be the largest jockey I've ever seen.
That horse would be lumbering under him, just having a tough time.
I'm not buying that. But remember, they had Yusuf Nurkic, who was a first-round pick, and then Jokic was the second-rounder. And I remember doing Denver games where he was coming in as a very young player, thinking the second-round pick's even better than the first-round pick.
Yeah.
And it's not like Nurkic isn't a good player. Marquise with a block, beautifully done.
No, he's crazy talented.
Wanamaker on the kick out to Bazemore. And Bazemore took it to trouble. Campazzo, that was a good double team. Forced him to pick up the dribble.
Yeah, Denver's picked up their aggression defensively. They're more active.
And the drive and flip in. And what a game for Jordan Poole.
Okay, we've talked about the finishing a lot last season, right? That's one thing about his game that he was working on. Getting some more crafty finishes down low. Floaters high off the glass there. That was nifty.
So Jordan Poole is 4 of 4. He's got 10 points. And we've seen him make a three. We saw him hit the pull-up. We had the floater. And now this is the straight line drive.
Well, Hampton was a little indecisive there. He had to switch out. Got the angle on him right away. And then it's just figuring out how to get it over Jermichael Green. Just high off the glass. Nothing you can do as a defender.
So Hampton off back iron. You see Mike Malone is really experimenting with this Monte Morris and Campazzo kind of, mighty might backcourt. And so for the Warriors and other teams, Barea, you brought it up, Barea and others, Dallas was good with the two smalls. And we're going to see if Denver, features this a bunch.
And that's the thing with smalls like that in the backcourt. Can you stay away from getting exposed defensively when teams can use their size against you on that side? That's one thing we talked about whenever you would see Cleveland with Colin Sexton and Darius and the small that they have in the backcourt. You can struggle defensively, and against a team like this that's trying it out, see if you can expose them if you're the Warriors. Use your size. If you got post game, go down there and back him down as far as you can and score over the top.
Tell me about Zeke Naji from Arizona, the other first-round pick for the Nuggets.
Super athletic, crazy athletic. They'll throw it up to him, and he'll roll to the basket. He's got pretty good hands, low post game. The one question mark for him is just defensively. The defensive IQ, moving his feet, pick and roll defense. So that's where he needs to improve. But he is pretty athletic, and he's a really good rebounder, too.
So Campazzo hits the three. Smailagic is playing with Brad Wanamaker, Jordan Poole, Kent Bazemore. And then Alex Toupon is going to get an opportunity as well. And we're going to see the Warriors have three players, Sutton, Wesson, and Toupon to fill out. And so Alex Toupon is a Frenchman who is also kind of in the running, I think, for the final two-way or roster spot. Pretty good defender, pretty long, and has had his moments in camp so far.
Yeah, well-rounded player, an athlete, pretty versatile. Got some good size at that position.
I tell you, Bazemore, whether it's Porter and this guy Hampton, where are the young guys I can go dribble and attack?
You go to work against these dudes. Bazemore's got a lot to give. He's showing that in this game. He was anxious to get out here and play too, but you love having those veterans in the locker room, just solid guys that you know what you're going to get from them if you're the coaching staff.
Shot clock at 5. Smiley recognized it. Smailagic down the lane. Nice block by Naji.
I told you he's athletic. See how high he got up for that one?
So you saw the
Strips.
speed. You had it right on the money for Hampton. You saw the speed, but Wanamaker's got a little Iguodala with that stripe down.
I was just thinking that. We've seen him. We saw him strip someone not too long ago, but just the precision you have to do that without fouling.
Yeah. It's the third time he had one where he knocked it off a guy's leg earlier in the first half.
Well, Iguodala was uncanny with that in his hands, and you're seeing that from Wanamaker. And that's the thing about Wanamaker. He's not the most athletic guy in the world, so sometimes you got to get him before they get all the way up in the air.
Smailagic, pretty good defense and a better finish by Monte Morris.
I like Monte Morris, too. He's another one of those guys that come off the bench. He's solid, pretty good three-point shooter, can get penetration really well, good decision maker, pick and roll player. They like him in Denver.
Monte Morris forced that errant pass. Shot clock at 8. We've got an offensive foul off the ball. And Bazemore running into Campazzo. And Leon Wood said, no, that was on you for initiating the contact. Warrior lead was as large as 20. It's at 4 right now.
Nuggets have fought all the way back here and they've had the momentum here for a little bit. They're working on both ends of the floor, gotten a little more aggressive on both ends. They're bringing more energy.
Preseason wins and losses mean absolutely nothing.
Just about tuning up, get it right, work it out.
Najee, he's got that shot.
Yeah, he's got a little mid-range game to him. He could knock that down.
You said without Mason Plumlee, the backup minutes to Jokic are kind of wide open for Denver. That's why they signed JaMychal Green. Wanamaker top of the key.
See, just under control, no problem. I'm good. I can make something happen. Crossover, wet.
8 points, 2 assists, solid defense, and running the second unit. Morris getting downhill again.
Smooth.
Yeah, Monte Morris, 3-year, $27 million extension. Just signed this offseason. Perfect backup to Murray. And Mike Malone got that call.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Yeah, it looked like they were influenced. Everybody on the Denver side was throwing up the chicken wing there.
With no fans, the officials can hear everything. And we've talked about James Wiseman.
He got the chicken wing out there a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was a good call.
A little embellishment maybe too.
We talked about James Wiseman, the Warrior pick. The other draft pick, Nico Mannion, has checked in.
There you go.
So we're going to get our first look at the other Arizona product here.
Yeah, he feels like he's got something to prove. He's a better shooter than he showed at Arizona. But he's got high basketball IQ, really good pick and roll player, pretty good vision. Now, he wanted to fill out, so he said he put on, I think it was like 10 to 15 pounds since Arizona.
Well, now
so that's good.
He played with the Italian national team when he was 17 years of age. His father, Pace Mannion, was actually a Warrior draft pick. And Nico Mannion speaks fluent Italian. So Wiseman speaks Mandarin, and Nico Mannion speaks Italian. And at the press conference, they both spoke Italian and Chinese. It was unbelievable.
Smart guys. It's not easy having a second language. But he was at Steph Curry's Under Armour Select Camp, I think in 2018, along with James Wiseman.
Yeah, that's crazy. Think about you're going to Curry's camp, and now you're teammates with him.
Crazy.
Michael Mulder off the bench and right in the bucket as he hits a three.
A little ball fake, throw the defender off, knock it down. Kentucky.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
That's where he went. I had to point it out.
But in terms of three-point shooting, Mulder would be a nice add if he could make this team.
Yeah, and he's going to get that three-point shooting percentage up from last year.
Dozier, nice take to the rim. So Mannion playing with Smailagic. Damian Lee with Tupon, and then Michael Mulder. Well, Steve Kerr giving everybody an opportunity. Mulder's made one, and how about two?
Let it fly. Why not?
In the G League, he was 38.6 and well over 300 attempts.
No reason to be scared. Do what you do. Get to your game. If you're a shooter, shoot. Shooters, shoot.
Warriors signed him to a 10-day and then signed him to a contract to finish off last year, and then the season was paused. But Michael Mulder, you know, the game, Kalena, we had a lot of fun with. Remember when Mulder wanted to guard Devin Booker?
I do remember
Phoenix?
that. Oh, my goodness. And they had like 8 bodies. And
Damian Lee hitting a three.
Okay.
So 2 Mulder threes, a Damian Lee three, and some of the guys off the bench that need to hit triples answering the bell and changing the game. Denver had tied the game. Warriors push it back up 5, but hey, this harkens back to the old Warriors with threes rolling in.
Right now, you can get a free breakfast Baconator with any order in the Wendy's app, so you can shake up and wake up your breakfast. We're bringing that big bacon energy all day long, so you can always be baconating with a free breakfast Baconator.
By harnessing California's abundant wind and solar energy, we have the power to take on climate change. Use lasts from 4 to 9 p.m. to keep California golden.
At Big O Tires, we know finding someone you trust is key. Through December 24th, save $70 instantly on sets of 4 select tires with installation purchase. Plus, get a $50 mail-in rebate on purchases of $500 or more on your Big O credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Now's the perfect time to buy a mattress during Mancini's Sleep World's triple bonus mattress sale. Receive a free set of microfiber sheets, gel fiber pillows, and a mattress protector with any purchase of $4.99 or more. Plus, enjoy 0% financing for 48 months. Purchase online, by phone with a sleep consultant, or with our stores now open by private in-store appointments, so you can try it before you buy it.
I'm Randy Mancini, and our entire Sleep World family is here for your family. Visit us at sleepworld.com.
We made USAA insurance for members like Martin, an Air Force veteran made of doing what's right, not what's easy. So when a hailstorm hit, USAA reached out before he could even inspect the damage.
That's how you do it right.
USAA insurance is made just the way Martin's family needs it. With hassle-free claims, he got paid before his neighbor even got started. Because doing right by our members, that's what's right. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Warrior lead at 5. You can check out the Warrior shop at Thrive City. They made the holiday shopping easy with the curbside pickup. Convenient, safe, and an easy way to shop for official Warrior gear. Available at Chase Center 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get all the holiday shopping done tonight at shop.warriors.com. Now, apparently we must have nothing but father-son combos tonight, Kalena, because Bol has checked into the game. Manute Bol's son.
Hey.
So Pace Mannion's son Nico is in the game. Obviously Stephen Dell, but Manute Bol's son Bol, who actually got to play in the playoffs and had just been a G League player, but joined the Nuggets in the bubble. And there's nothing small about him, but they list him as a small forward.
That boy is not a small forward. When he does something good, watch the Nuggets bench, because they love watching him anytime he does something good. Listen, I've seen him do some things. He can do some things that you don't expect a player his size to be able to do. He can handle. I saw him in the bubble shooting off the dribble. He'll shoot threes like his dad. He's fun to watch. He can block shots, obviously. He's got the length.
Smiley started the break himself, and that ball is kicked. You know, Alan Smailagic, too, this would be another development year for Smiley. But when you think of these young guys, you're just thrown into the deeper end of the water here, you know, and anything and the one thing that Smiley always does, he brings energy, and you have to respect the three-point shot. He was going to go send that home, but Najee met him at the rim.
Yeah, he's got to work on finishing at the basket and understanding what he needs to do to finish once defenders come over, not just going in there kamikaze style and trying to dunk it every time. You got to be a little more crafty than that. But Coach Kerr talked about Smailagic. The learning curve is steep with him, and they're trying to do the best they can to help him as they get to the rim again on him. But
Campazzo, that was pretty nice. But see, Smiley's drive, he got all the way to the rim. Go the little Kevon Looney pump fake, or the Nikola Jokic little clever thing. And
you got to switch it up sometimes.
Yep, I think that's, you know, you said kamikaze style, like the young guys always are going at one speed.
Right.
This is a change of speed game sometimes.
Yeah. That's the thing. In college, that works, right? Or wherever else you've played, different levels. Once you get to the league, guys are too quick, too fast defensively, too smart, high IQ. They time it so perfectly on the jump, trying to get to the rim. So you got to outsmart people almost.
Yeah, Vlatko Konchar has checked in. Nico Mannion off iron, and Bol with that huge standing reach. There was nothing better in the Run TMC era to watch Manute tee up a three and have the Coliseum just exult, as Najee looks pretty impressive in a couple minutes here.
Yeah, offensively he's really good, and I think he may be able to step into that backup center role for them. But listen, hey, you're in this situation now. It's 97-97 tie game, late game situation. Mulder is still working.
Three threes for Mike Mulder. I mean, hey, you want to impress your coaches and show you can spark off the bench.
Yeah. But get some late game experience if you're these young guys.
Absolutely.
See if you can get a win. The wins don't matter right now, but it's just the experience you're getting. Travel.
Hampton, that was an easy travel. You know, you just brought up a great point, Kalena. If it's a 25-point game and it's garbage time, the game can disintegrate.
Yeah.
When you got a 3-point game here and you catch and rail that like Mulder did, That's you're simulating a little tension here for a preseason game.
You are, and that was good action. That was a little roll and replace. You get a roll, and then he's coming from the weak side, curling up on that three-point line. His defender reacted a little late. He was ready. Oh, my goodness.
Conchard just knocks over Damian Lee.
He's laughing about it.
So now we're going to see the full roster here as Caleb Wessam out of Ohio State will check in. And Dwayne Sutton out of Louisville, just like Damian Lee out of Louisville. And so Steve Kerr said everybody will play. And so true to his word here, he's gotten every single Warrior into the game.
Well, Dwayne is a hustler. Definitely a hustler. And talk about Weston. He's a pretty good low post scorer.
Yeah, the one thing with Weston, too, though, is they think that, he's a big that has a perimeter shot. Think of
he does.
Omari Spellman, type. That they're, every team wants to have one of those guys as Hampton rims that in.
And he's another good rebounder. Wesson is. And he's got pretty adequate playmaking ability. One thing about him, sometimes he can be a little careless with the ball. So just catch it. You got to squeeze it, make the right decision. Don't just throw it all over the place. But listen, he's got some upside. He's got some potential.
Well, the Warriors also, too, are we going to have a full G League bubble, or how are they going to do that? Is that
right? The G League.
Yeah, the scouting never really stops. As you think, Bazemore was at that time the D League coming from Old Dominion. As Damian Lee will get fouled and shoot 3 free throws.
Fouling the shooter again, just working off of a screen. Use that defender's momentum against him. Just stop, go up and shoot it. Let that defender run into you.
Now, think of. Damian Lee had been a G League guy, and I think he had his best season last year as an NBA player.
He did.
But even the Warriors scouting prior, they had found Kendrick Nunn, to the point where Miami snatched him off the Warrior G League team. So, when you watch a Sutton or a Wesson or a Tupon, is that these are guys that, the Warriors have identified that maybe down the road. Mulder is another one of those players. And so I think it's always great to have those guys in training camp and get a feel of who they are and how they work, and you just never know down the road.
And that's one thing about this organization. The scouting and the player development is
really good.
Is elite.
Yeah.
And that's a good combination to have, right? Find guys from wherever and then develop them. Make them the best that they could possibly be.
Now, Nico Mannion, in that shot with Damian Lee as he shoots the third free throw. Kevon Looney does not throw out compliments, willy-nilly, right? And so, he was asked in an interview, hey, who's showed up in camp? And he talked about Oubre and things. And then out of the blue said, Nico Mannion looks like he belongs. Like he did not look like he's some rookie that had never played basketball, and so I think that was some pretty high praise.
Oh, yeah.
That Looney noticed, hey, you know what? Nico Mannion looks like he knows what he's doing.
He's on a mission. He felt like he could have been better in some areas at Arizona, and especially with his shooting. But as a pick and roll player, a secondary ball handler, high IQ guy, he's got some toughness too. He's a gritty type player. Wanted to get bigger. Again, I told you he put on some weight there and got a little stronger. So he's working. He's trying to prove himself, and he's impressing his teammates obviously already.
That was good hustle by Wesson off the Sutton missed three. And then good defense by Sutton, didn't leave his feet. And then finally the foul inside. I tell you, Najee can play a little bit.
Well, he had a smaller defender on him, Nico Mannion, and you saw the rest of the Warriors rush down there. Can't let him expose our guy. Get down there and help quick.
Dear Best Buy, me and Piggy have been saving up for a long time to get my girlfriend the right laptop. Got any deals?
Sure do. We've got sweet deals on tech every day. I'd get her a Chromebook. Fast, easy to set up, it's a great laptop and an even better Best Buy price.
What is it? Bangin'.
This is what I call a bangin' burger.
The chilies with the onions and the queso. Boom.
Queso knows where it's supposed to be, where it belongs. Sonic Queso Burger.
The average NFL play only lasts about 4 seconds. But when you compete in our daily fantasy contest for free for over $1 million this week, it sure doesn't feel that way. With that kind of money up for grabs, time has a way of slowing down. Deep passes feel like a lifetime. That last-ditch goal line reach, an eternity. Feel it for yourself when you play for free. Download the DraftKings Daily Fantasy app, sign up with the promo code, craft a lineup, and make it rain.
Studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume, discover new ways to develop great talent like me.
Dub Nation, the wait is almost over. Warriors basketball is returning, bigger and better than ever. Dubs Talk, available now wherever you get your podcasts. Part of the NBC Sports Podcast Network.
Well, the first of 2 in Sacramento will be Tuesday. Warriors going to the Golden One Center to take on the Kings. De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield. Tyrese Halliburton on that team. I'm anxious to see him. You can stream the game on the My Teams app by NBC Sports or download the My Teams app. Tonight we'll have it Tuesday at 7. So Tuesday and Thursday, Mr. Curry will be in Sacramento. And the problem with Steph is he doesn't have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't enjoy it as a game, and he doesn't bring a lot of life to any building he's in.
I just want to know, is he rocking the headband the whole season this year, or is that just something he's trying out? I'm going to ask him about that.
Well,
it looks good. I think it looks great. He's got the new haircut or the new hairdo.
I think
braids.
He and Damian both have, the headbands going. So there's a little family thing going there. So maybe he does.
I mean, Damian has had that.
For sure. Yep.
He's been doing the headband. It's kind of new for Steph. They're thicker than they used to be. The headbands are. They used to be super thin. Now they're really thick. It looks a little different.
I tell you that the headband is just the play-by-play guy's dream. You can figure out who's wearing them and who they are all the time.
It looks like it's a different material too, like a polyester instead of what it used to be.
You're going deep on your headband knowledge.
I'm all about the accessories, right. Maybe some people wear the armbands, a different thing. A lot of times it's not even like utilitarian. It's just about swag and looking good. Remember Allen Iverson, that arm sleeve he wore? That didn't help him any. It was just because it looked good.
2.5 minutes left, and the first Kentucky player ever to mention the word utilitarian in an NBA broadcast. So I'm giving you full love for that.
No, why are you taking shots at our education level?
You know
get into Kentucky, man.
Hey, Notre Dame took a lot of shots at Kentucky today, so it worked out good for everybody.
Oh, come on, bro. We got championships in basketball. What y'all got?
I like Westham finishing that. The Warrior lead is 3 as they come upon 2 minutes here.
See, the Warriors are in a zone now. They're going to attack the middle probably or try to shoot him out of it. They had Najee in the middle.
Do you think we will see more zone, not just from the Warriors, but Miami played some zone. Toronto played some zone. Like, the coaches are getting a little diabolical on some of these zones around the league right now because man-to-man sometimes with that high screen roll running every offense, it's tough to deal with.
And part of it is just giving the team a different look, giving your opponent a different look. And not a lot of teams go over their zone offense every day in practice, right? So you throw it at them, you catch them off guard, they're not ready for it. Like, how do we attack this? Do we still run our normal stuff, our pick and rolls? That's what the Warriors are trying to do.
Mulder changed his mind there. I like Sutton with that extra effort, getting that rebound. Shot clock at 3. Sutton down the lane to lay it up and out. Ball changed that. Damian Lee will get to the line with a good extra effort to follow that. So the Warriors pretty scrappy that trip down to have multiple opportunities. I think you brought up something great, Kalena, is that you junk it up with the zone for a minute or 2 or 3 or 4 possessions. A team's not going to take a timeout and start running a zone offense.
No.
And then you just switch back to man. So you sprinkle it in at different times.
And then also you can hide guys a little easier in a zone. If you got someone that's getting exposed a little bit defensively, just switch to a zone, more of a team concept. You got to move on a string. The thing about the zone, man, the weak spot, the soft spot in the zone is usually the middle, and not always easy to figure out who picks up the middle. So you got to make sure you go over that.
What if on the back line of a zone you had a guy with a 9-foot standing reach and a 7'6" wingspan? Would that be helpful?
That would help. That would help.
It's,
James Wiseman.
I'm just telling you, standing next to him and talking to him at the press conference.
He's big.
He made Zaza Pachulia look small.
He's big. He's big. They needed that size. You cannot teach that size, and he is an athletic big man too.
Well, you brought up a good point there, is that Rudy Gobert, DeAndre Jordan, you know, the super tall guys, there's an athleticism to him, but when you watch Wiseman, he moves like someone who's not 7'1".
He does.
You know, and you mentioned Ball will do things that surprise you at that size. Wiseman catches and finishes and kind of runs at a level where you're like, wow, you know, he's very fleet of foot for a 7'1" player.
He can do all the things that you want a 7'1" player to do, but he's also got that mid-range game too now. Oh no, Campazzo just snuck in there.
That was a dangerous play that the Warriors averted disaster here, protecting the 3-point lead with the final minute.
I want to stay away from turnovers right now. Under a minute.
Hey, Mannion's not shy. Turned and fired that three. And Campazzo running it back the other way.
Oh, I thought he was going to pull just now. Bull.
You could see how Campazzo, he plays with kind of a spirit and an energy. Conchar, his second opportunity, and it's down to a 1-point game.
He just used his size there, banging down low. You got to take your time here if you're the Warriors. Get something good. Take as much time off the clock as you can. And Nuggets aren't going to foul. They got enough time here to get a stop and get another possession.
Can you run a play for a Damian Lee or a Mulder here? Mannion all the way to the rim, but didn't finish.
Oh, he's going to
want that foul on the rebound.
He is going to want that one back. Really good drive. Just ripped it through, got all the way to the rim. Just a little too hard off the glass. Just swing it over to him. Had the angle immediately on Campazzo. Recognize it. Rip it through. Good first step. Just got to finish those. That's huge. Now Bol is at the line. Pressure free throws in the preseason. Got to love it.
Oh, rattled that one out. Now, Mannion on that play, that's one where Steph has that softness. You know, the burst and then the softness.
Look at Steph. Box out. He's getting the fans into it. The fans that are here.
Ball misses them both.
Missed them both. Look at the Warriors bench up, man. This is important. They want to get a win.
Well, Denver needs to foul here. The Warriors are up one.
They're not fouling. Now they're fouling.
Mulder will flip it up and out, but he was fouled.
Yeah, they were trying to get a steal first, and then they were going to foul.
So now Mike Malone, his coaching staff, by the way, went full sweatsuits. Where Steve Kerr went golf shirts, all the Nuggets coaches went full sweatsuits.
As long as you're matching, you can't have someone sticking out.
That's what they said. It's all uniformity.
Oh,
so which game will we wear our sweatsuits to broadcast?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. No one's. I haven't gotten the memo on that. When is that game?
We're sticking with the no tie Sunday again. The sooner we get rid of the ties will be good for everybody.
Good with that.
So Mulder 1 out of 2, and Denver going to simulate the late game situation. Warrior lead 2, 9.4, and Steph Curry having a lot of fun for the preseason.
My name is Brandon Ayuk. I'm from Reno, Nevada, and I was the 25th overall pick. When I just hear my name get called, it just kind of flashes back to when I first started playing football, from putting on the Pop Warner jersey, putting on my high school jersey, my junior college jersey, to now being the best of the best, playing in the top football league. So it's going to be a real moment, but it'll be exciting and be ready when the time comes.
Drama. Where else does history hang from the rafters? Where else is your own city home to your biggest rival?
And 30 feet is still in range.
Where else can a city this loud be this slept on?
Where else is history still in the making?
Oh my goodness!
Where else?
Well, Kalena, there's only a few things I know about the NBA. One of them is nobody wants overtime in the preseason. Michael Malone better bet designing a three here for the win.
Yes. Just get a stop if you're the Warriors and get up out of here. Or, if you're the Nuggets, shoot a three. So it'll come off of a screen.
9.4 left.
I say Bol just stagger screen for Bol and let him shoot a three.
You don't think this is a Campazzo three? I think he's going to be the guy coming around the mountain here.
He's not the greatest shooter, though.
He's got it now. Final 7 seconds. Drop it off to Concar. There's the three. Rimmed it out, and that will do it for the preseason. And I've always loved Michael Malone. That was perfectly done.
Yeah, like fist bump for Mike Brown. Like, thank you so much is what he's saying.
The former Warrior assistant did a tremendous job in Denver. The Nuggets are going to be an amazing team. And kind of a super fun game, partner, for the preseason.
Yeah, that was a really fun game. The Warriors got their energy up. They were working defensively, got some fast break points.
In the latter part of the game, trying to acclimate themselves with the rest of the team. Your core group is your core group. And I think that's where the Jazz have an advantage because their core group hasn't changed. They've really added to that core group. A guy like Derek Favors, who was a part of that not so long ago. So it is what it is, Bowler. I mean, everybody gets that opportunity, even though it isn't a long opportunity to get ready for the real thing.
Trent Forrest off the bench. He scored 4 points in 8 minutes. That was the 5th foul whistle on Javon Carter. Suns back in front court. The Jazz, after just having their lead cut to 1, putting on, I mean, quite an offensive show. They just continue to put together runs, 10 of 12 from the floor, and that's really been the difference maker, that this young group has dominated the Suns.
I tell you, the other beauty of this short preseason is the fact that you don't have to beat each other up as a team in practice night in, night out. Even though training camp wasn't very long itself, right away you get into competition against other teams, which is a good thing.
All right, I get asked this all the time, and this is for every team. I think the Lakers have 4 preseason games and a couple other teams in the NBA. But let me ask you, the bubble was an incredible experiment that worked, and they crowned a champion, the Los Angeles Lakers. Now the short break, and you're back at it. Some teams haven't played in 9 months.
Yeah.
And so that they need the time, obviously, to reformulate and get into shape and, introduce themselves to new teammates. But overall, T, as you as a former player, how would you have attacked staying in shape with a short off season and a short preseason?
Yeah, well, individually, I mean, obviously you couldn't be with your team, so the onus is on you to find ways, even through this pandemic, to have some kind of shape. You're not going to be in playing shape. There's no way you can be, even if you've got some decent runs going on in the nearest gym. But it's on that player to stay in the weight room, to have these trainers take you through NBA workouts. I can't even imagine some of these guys on teams who have not been able to do that. But is it a disadvantage? Yeah, I think it is, especially when you really haven't seen real minutes in a long time because you didn't make that vote.
You're going to call it goaltending, T, on that shot, so the bucket good by Hughes. Jake Toolson has checked in, and BYU fans know him well. Jazz want to take a look. He's 6'5", 205, terrific three-point shooter, 47% from downtown. And his dad played at BYU, Andy Toolson. And Andy also had a cup of coffee with the Jazz.
He did. I was around. I was Andy's teammate for a little bit.
Saw him a lot in college. Andy called quite a number of his games. Great guy. And Jake, his son, now given an opportunity to play in the NBA. Brantley across the timeline as we roll past 3 minutes. 110-99. And the story of this game is the Jazz ability to put down the three-point shot. And I think Jazz Nation is going to have some excitement knowing that another draft pick they picked up, Elijah Hughes, has shown some ability from outside. He averaged 19 points a game last year.
He's got a pretty shot too, Bolo.
So we've got a timeout on the floor. Elijah Hughes, his NBA debut in preseason. He's dropped 7 in 9 minutes of play, and the Jazz lead by 14.
Oh my Mom, I'm finished. We pray each day. May you come home and be okay. For now, we wait for you to come. Daddy!
It's been a tough year, and now with Q4 wrapping up, the North Pole has to be feeling the heat.
It's okay, Santa. Let's workflow it.
Workflow it?
With the Now platform, we can catch problems before customers even know they're problems.
Wait, a hose? What kid wants a hose?
Fireman? Says hose.
It says horse, not a hose. Cedric, get over here.
Now our people can collaborate across silos from across the globe.
So how's the new place? It's a 4-bed, 2.5-bath igloo. It's great.
Yeah, but you have to live in the South Pole.
Sir.
Wait, are you sure?
Yes, we're that productive now.
You hear that? The kids get twice the presents.
About time 2020 gave us some good news.
Whatever your business is facing, let's workflow it. ServiceNow, official workflow partner of the NBA.
Where else can you get this type of drama?
Where else does history hang from the rafters? Where else is your own city home to your biggest rivals?
And 30 feet is still in range.
Where else can a city this loud be this slept on?
Where else is history still in the making?
Oh my goodness! Where else?
2:40 left here in Salt Lake City, Utah. 113. The Phoenix Suns 99. All right, T. Let's give away a $100 Amazon gift card. Post your picture with the hashtag Les Olson IT. I'm gauged. So far, you caught me. My heart excited for the first game. So are we. And the little one watching alongside myself and Big T. Jamie at home watching with the kids. Welcome back, Faves and Bogey. And they got the numbers. 44 and 15. Hey, T, you always like using the chalkboard.
Yes, I do. I didn't think they made those anymore. That's old school.
Oh, first date. First date, and they're watching the Jazz.
Yep, that's the winner.
T, you're going there?
I got to go there.
Oh, boy.
First date.
You know what? I'm not sure if you had dinner or if you had, if you masked all the above, let's hope. And you didn't look like you were 6 feet away. But later down the road, use that gift card to take her out to dinner.
Yeah, it was either that one or use that gift card to get a whiteboard. Chalkboard. That's a messy thing, man.
I love it. Jazz Nation rules on where you watch it. Nice pass on that high lob. Put it down. Zabuki. And again, T, let's just reiterate. Holds the NCAA record 75%, 74.8 from the floor.
And why? Because of that. You can't get any closer than that. Nice pass. Nice dunk.
T, I'm just saying, did Trent Forrest play at Kansas with Azubuike? No, I'm kidding. He was at Florida State. Seminole. But that was a beautiful timing pass. Looked like they had worked together quite a while on that.
It was. And the Jazz, that's a big part of the Jazz's offense as well, is timing and putting that ball up for the bigs and go up and get it.
Bump, no foul. Shot off the rim. Azubuike has been impressive here against the Suns in his role. Azubuike now has gone 11 minutes. 6 points, couple of rebounds. He's altered several shots. Ayton's good at that as well along with Gobert. TU altered shots. Jazz fans remember Big Mark Eaton, who altered more than I can count.
Yeah. those guys are just so rare nowadays, so invaluable, and probably don't get enough credit for what they do.
Now, you talked about how the bigs, are dinosaurs in some regards, in some coaches and GM's minds. But I remember talking to Quinn, too. He hates even put a, quote, number on a player. Oh, he's a 1. Oh, he's going to be a 2, a 3, a 4. I mean, I think what they're looking for in this league now is just basketball players.
Yeah, I think so. And you can't go with numbers as much now because 1 through 4 especially are interchangeable. A guy like Rudy Gobert and Hayden back in the day are 5s. They're still 5s today, but when you look at how the league is going, it's just such a positionless sport now.
1:17-103, a minute left. These two teams battle Monday night here in Salt Lake City. And Thurl, I'm not sure how both coaches and Monty Williams and Quinn Snyder will handle minutes. I mean, you have to probably play Chris Paul Monday. I mean, he needs some time to work with Devin Booker, right?
Yeah, I think so. A guy like Chris Paul, who's been around a lot, his learning curve is very short. I mean, he's the kind of guy that can play for the first time with a guy and understand where he needs the ball and how he needs to get it and understand the play. So I don't think their coaching staff is worried about that as much as the guys around them and how they fit into it.
Well, both coaches have had a good look at that roster from about 11 on down to 15 tonight. You saw Coach Quinn Snyder with Alex Jensen alongside. I'd say no matter what you may think at home, or one thing I've learned in this league is even though you may be up by a count of 16 or now 15, it never stops in the coaching sense. Your mind's clicking constantly.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You're always thinking about things, especially now, things that you can tweak and things that you're going to talk about after the game that you notice that you have to get better at. The other part that we really did discuss, the Jazz have had guys here like Crowder and some other guys that brought the toughness to the team. I think Azubuike could be one of those guys. Derek Favors as well.
Final seconds will tick away in this small crowd. I tell you, it's just great to see people, to NBA fans around the country. It's great to see fans in the stands tonight. Maybe a couple hundred here. They hope to put 1,500 here on when the season starts. The Jazz do open on the road in Portland, but when the opportunity exists, it'll be great to see the NBA and the fans reunite.
Always better than cardboard, Bowler. I'm telling you.
Virtual? What do you prefer, virtual or cardboard?
Oh my goodness. Probably virtual, because at least they're moving.
Yeah, true. Yeah, in baseball this past year, you just saw cardboard cutouts. And of course the noise that gets pumped in tonight. We actually heard some highs and lows in the building. That's a good thing. There's Jay Crowder, former Jazz man, had a couple of seasons with Utah. Had 107 games in his hip pocket. Went to Memphis and then found his way to Miami. That played. I'd say that was quite a series, by the way, in the bubble.
Yes, it was. A great series.
And now it's moved on to play with the Phoenix Suns. But he'll give you 3-point shots, rebounding, some toughness, as Jazz fans remember. And the Suns ought to be happy to have him as well. Signed a 3-year deal. Jay Crowder.
All right, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna be live streaming 6 p.m. Eastern for the Kevin Durant Nets. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to subscribe.
In that trade, I remember all he brought to the gym, T, was like a white